In the world of marketing and advertising, brands are everything. They're the identities of companies, products, and even countries. But what makes a brand? What is the science behind creating a successful brand? In this documentary, we will explore the complex world of branding and how it has been used by one of the world's most controversial figures, Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. So let's talk about the background of Prince Mohammed bin Salman before we dive into it. Prince Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, was born on August 31, 1985 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. He is the son of King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud and his third wife, Fahda bint Falah bin Sultan Al Hithalain. While it is rumored that Prince Mohammed bin Salman studied in the US, MBS actually received his education in Saudi Arabia and graduated from King Saud University with a degree in law in 2007. He then began his career in government, serving in various positions until he was appointed Minister of Defense in 2015. In 2017, MBS was appointed Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, making him the next in line to the throne. Since then, he has been involved in a number of initiatives to modernize and reform the country, including an ambitious plan to develop the tourism industry and reduce Saudi Arabia's dependence on oil. We begin by exploring the power of branding. Brands are more than just logos and slogans. They are the emotional connections that customers have with the companies, products, and even countries. Brands can create loyalty, influence purchasing decisions, and shape our perceptions of the world. According to Forbes, a strong brand is invaluable as the battle for customers intensifies day by day. In an increasingly competitive market, brands that can establish emotional connections with customers have a clear advantage. A study by the Harvard Business Review found that strong brands can command up to 20% price premium compared to their competitors. The importance of branding is not lost on MBS. Since assuming power in Saudi Arabia, he has made it a priority to rebrand the country as a modern, progressive nation. He has initiated a number of high-profile reforms, including the lifting of the ban on women driving, and has been a vocal advocate for diversifying the Saudi economy. But the question is, can branding or brand really change people's perceptions of a country with a controversial reputation? And how do you measure the success of a rebranding campaign? To understand the science of branding, we refer back to experts in marketing, in psychology, and consumer behavior. They explain the importance of emotional connections, brand personality, and brand storytelling. According to Dr. Rachel Kennedy, a branding expert at the University of Liverpool, a brand is a complex network of associations in the mind of the consumer, and it is the sum of all experiences, thoughts, feelings, and impressions that are evoked by the brand. In order to establish these associations, brands need to create a strong brand personality and compelling brand story. Dr. Karen Vintridge, a consumer behavior expert at Penn State University, notes that brands can create emotional connections with consumers by tapping into their values and beliefs. This is especially important for brands that want to appeal to younger consumers, who are increasingly drawn to brands with a social or environmental purpose. We also explore the role of data and analytics in branding. Brands can track consumer engagement and use that data to refine their messaging and target specific demographics. Social media has made it easier than ever to measure the impact of branding campaigns in real time. But referring back to perception and the science of brand according to Marty Neumeyer, a world-renowned author and brand consultant, according to Neumeyer, a brand is not just a logo or a tagline, it is the sum total of a company's identity, reputation, and perceived value. A brand is a gut feeling. Neumeyer identifies 3 key elements that are essential to building a successful brand: differentiation, relevance, and coherence. Differentiation refers to the idea that a brand must stand out from its competitors. To do so, it must have a unique selling proposition, or USP, that sets it apart from other brands in the same category. This could be anything from a lower price point to a more eco-friendly product design. Relevance is about ensuring that the brand resonates with its target audience. This means understanding the needs, wants, and values of your customers and a crafting message that speaks directly to them. And finally, coherence refers to the need for consistency across all aspects of the brand, from its visual identity to its messaging and tone of voice. This consistency creates trust and familiarity among consumers, which in turn builds brand loyalty. To illustrate these concepts, we turn once again to the case study of Prince Mohammed bin Salman's rebranding campaign for Saudi Arabia, which demonstrated a keen understanding of relevance by targeting younger audiences on social media platforms like Instagram and Snapchat. These platforms were chosen because they are popular among younger demographics and allow for highly targeted advertising. The science of brand is a complex and multifaceted field that requires a deep understanding of consumer behavior, marketing, and psychology. Marty Neumeier's theory of brand differentiation, relevance, and coherence provides a useful framework for understanding how successful brands are built. As we have seen in the case study of Saudi Arabia's rebranding campaign, applying these principles can lead to powerful results. With a better understanding of the science of branding, we turn our attention to MBS's rebranding campaign for Saudi Arabia. We're going to highlight some important quotes by experts who have analyzed the campaign and its impact. According to an article in The Guardian, MBS's reforms have been aimed at appealing to younger, more liberal Saudis and projecting a more modern image of the country. The article notes that the lifting of the driving ban, the introduction of cinemas and other entertainment, and loosening of restrictions on women's dress and movement have been part of this effort to modernize the country's image. But the branding campaign has not been without controversy. The Saudi government's human rights record has been a source of criticism, and many observers have raised concerns about the treatment of dissidents and the ongoing conflict in Yemen. Dr. Annette Zimmerman, a branding expert at the University of Heidelberg, notes that rebranding a country is a difficult task, especially when the country has a controversial reputation. It requires careful balancing act between modernizing the country's image and addressing the underlying issues that have led to that reputation. However, Zimmerman also acknowledges that there are some signs that the rebranding campaign has been successful. The Saudi government has invested heavily in advertising and marketing campaigns to promote the country as a tourist destination and a place to do business. They have also used social media to target younger audiences, and the impact of these efforts can be seen in the increasing number of tourists and investors coming to the country. Dr. Khalid Al-Ma'ina, a Saudi journalist and former editor-in-chief of Arab News, notes that the rebranding of Saudi Arabia is a long-term project. It is not something that can be accomplished overnight, but the steps that have been taken so far are a good start. The transformation of Saudi Arabia is a powerful case study in the importance of brand science. By recognizing the importance of its global image and taking steps to improve it, the use of social media was a smart move because it allowed the campaign to reach a specific audience with a message that spoke directly to them. By understanding the needs and desires of younger travelers, the campaign was able to craft a message that resonated with this demographic. Saudi Arabia has been able to attract investment, tourism, and trade while also improving the lives of its citizens. The Vision 2030 plan has set the country on a path to a more prosperous and inclusive future, one that is grounded in a strong and positive brand identity. As other countries look to transform themselves, they would be wise to study the example of Saudi Arabia and the power of brand science to drive change. Brand is a complex yet very simple and ever-evolving science that requires a deep understanding of consumer behavior, psychology, and marketing. Mohammed bin Salman's rebranding campaign for Saudi Arabia is a fascinating case study. in the power and potential of brand. While there are still many challenges ahead, the campaign has already had a significant impact on how people perceive the country. As we continue to navigate an increasingly connected and competitive world, the science of brand will only become more important and more fascinating than ever before. And like we say, at the Brand Zeitgeist, brand is the new advertising.